targeting me won't get their money back. I knew the mob wouldn't go down without a fight, but this is different. They've crossed the line.
You crossed the line first, sir. You squeezed them, you hammered them to the point of desperation. And in their desperation, they turned to a man they didn't fully understand.
Criminals aren't complicated, Alfred. We just need to figure out what he's after.
With respect, Master Wayne, perhaps this is a man you don't fully understand either. A long time ago, I was in Burma. My friends and I were working for the local government. They were trying to buy the loyalty of tribal leaders by bribing them with precious stones. But their caravans were being raided in a forest north of Rangoon by a bandit. So we went looking for the stones. But in 6 months, we never met anyone who traded with him. One day, I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away.
So why steal them?
Well, because he thought it was good sport, because some men aren't looking for anything logical like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yo, what's going on? This is your boy Jay Taylor, voices for the voices, and we back with another one. You know what I'm saying? Thought I liven it up with that little clip right there, but you know, as the title says, peace and blessings, everybody. Tariff War between U.S. and China got everybody all up in the uproar. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Mexican standoff, you know, between the U.S. and China. And, you know, we talking about import and exported goods between different countries. Like we setting up shop in they country, they trying to set up shop in our country. And over time, you know, the imports and exports, you know, have certain tariffs on them. And throughout time, it just seems as though, you know, China has been on the in the last couple decades has been on the top, and we've been kind of letting everybody get over on us, you know what I'm saying? And right now, man, Trump administration is saying, well, look here, we ain't going for it no more. Y'all could hold, y'all could increase y'all amount of tariffs on us. We gonna match that energy. I ain't Joe Biden and them, and I got the House and the Senate this time around. And last time I wasn't too light on y'all either way. It's all about America first. And, you know, people freaking out because they see the Dow Jones going up and down, the stock market and all that. Man, niggas that don't even got no stocks invested in the stock market sitting up here complaining about something they don't even invest in. You know, the only people that are affected by that are the ultra wealthy. If you ain't got no stocks and bonds invested, man, stop talking to me. For real, man. Stop talking to me. Y'all niggas is weird. You know what I'm saying? Talk about some stock market and y'all ain't even got nothing in there. All that do is affect the rich people, the wealthy, ultra wealthy people. And actually, what Trump is doing is benefiting the middle class and the lower class. You know what I'm saying? It has no effect on the average person that get up and go to work every day. You know, but with that being said, man, China ain't no innocent victim in this. And we got countries all over the world that's willing to jay down with what we talking about. China is the only one that is trying to put up a fight. So it's like a standoff going on. And to further elaborate what I'm talking about, let's talk about it.
Now, at 7 o'clock, I turned on CNN. I wanted to get a wider look at reaction to what Trump did today. And the anchor at 7 is a very smart woman. She's an ideologue for the left, but she's not a nut. To my shock, she was almost sympathizing with China. Let me tell you about China. They're the worst cheaters on the planet. They steal, every untoward thing that you could do economically, they do. Every year, the United States sends $300 billion more to China than they send to us in trade. 300 billion. Ireland, with a population of 5 million, takes more U.S. goods than China. Ireland. China blocks U.S. goods from coming into their country. So I don't care whether their tariffs 5,000%.
You know, this
You feel me?
seems to be
China?
this seems to be about remaking and putting China in a box, right? And there's a lot to that.
It's
I
not,
think-
no.
No,
It is a game of chess, but it's more than that. It's a throwdown. We've had enough. You heard Trump say it.
right?
You're building your military you're building your military off U.S. dollars. We're financing their military by the trade deficit.
Man, now talk about that right there. They actually got rich off of us. You know what I'm saying? Over the past few years, past few decades. You know what I'm saying? Off the trade that we do. Now, make no mistake. America, we are the largest consumer base across the world. Everybody wants to bring their products here, but we rarely have our products there. So if you look on majority of the stuff that you buy, and you turn it over and look, it's gonna say made in China or somewhere else. So they need us way more than we need them. Cause I bet you they don't have too many things called that say made in the United States. They need our consumer base like the rest of the world. So what Trump is doing with these tariffs is saying we don't need y'all to shop with. We can build everything right here on American soil, which is going to create more jobs. So you can raise the tariffs as high as you want because it's not going to affect us in the end. We could play these goofy games and you're going to win some goofy prizes because you need us to shop with you more than we need you to shop with us. 1 out of 5, 1 to their 5. For every 500 items that we get from China that they sell in America, we got 1 to their 500. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they need our consumer base. So all we saying is treat us like we treat you. If you gonna tax us 33% or tariff us 33%, we gonna tariff you 33%. Reciprocal tariff. So we on equal ground. They don't want to do that. They like, nah, we gonna keep you where you at. Make me wonder why y'all so bold to even want to play these type of games with us. You buying up farmland in the United States. Yeah, China owns a lot of farmland in the United States. Did the last administration sell you a percentage of this country? Why you feel like you could buck up right about now? See, all of this with the president over there in China and what's going on with Donald Trump. See, Trump playing chess. He know, without a shadow of a doubt, we don't need you like you need us, bro. Eventually, you're going to have to come to the table like the rest of these other countries, right? We got a whole bunch of countries we got about 70 countries that went on ahead and say, hey, let's do business. Let's roll this clip.
World leaders. I want to spend 10 minutes on this. Trump says world leaders, over 50 world leaders, has contacted him and they are trying to negotiate because they believe that it is in their best interest to try to figure it out. Check it out.
Donald Trump's tariffs are causing mass hysteria across the globe. But it seems as if the extreme measure may just be working exactly as Trump planned all along. Since announcing the tariffs just days ago, over 50 world leaders have called the president to negotiate in the hopes of reaching a free trade deal that will be mutually beneficial to all.
I got a report from the USTR last night that more than 50 countries have reached out to the president to begin a negotiation. But they're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the US, because I do think that the reason why we have a persistent long-run trade deficit is these people have very inelastic supply. They've been dumping goods into the country in order to create jobs, say, in China.
And in addition to several leaders jumping on the phone, some have even gone further, immediately cutting their tariffs on the United States to show they are serious about maintaining their close relationship with the superpower. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te released a statement saying he would be scrapping tariffs on US imports as a basis for trade negotiations.
Now, the message that he basically typed up, and this is Taiwan.
Do not buy new windows if you live in Indiana. Americans living in zip codes, starting with 46.
Taiwan's president. Now, remember, what is Taiwan and what do they do great? Taiwan are the ones that we source the majority of our semiconductor chips that power every single thing that we use. Your laptops, your cameras. A lot of these cars have 50, if not 100 different semiconductor chips in them, depending on the level of technology that's inside of these vehicles. Artificial intelligence, TVs, everything that we can think of, we are basically leveraging semiconductor chips, which is one of the reasons why we used to let Taiwan take advantage of us, and we input them into the countries that we would give money over to because we didn't want that to go over to China. So Taiwan, also on top of that, have been leveraging tariffs on us for the longest. But guess what? They are now offering zero tariffs as the basis for talks with the United States of America, pledging to remove trade barriers rather than imposing the reciprocal measures that saying Taiwanese companies will raise their U.S. investments. So what Taiwan is basically saying is, all right, listen, we want to invest in the United States of America, and we want to remove the tariffs that we already been charging y'all. And the part that Democrats are not telling y'all, and these liberal platforms are not telling y'all, which Trump said it. Trump said it during his address when he said that he was implementing tariffs, and he went through country by country and said, this is what they're charging us, especially when you take into consideration this cost and this cost and this cost. This is what they're charging us on tariffs, and this is why we're now going to tariff them. And we still being nice to them. We're still being too nice to them. But instead of liberals having that conversation, the only thing that they care about is getting y'all little Shein and Temu products in. But here's the question. Why were they tariffing us in the first place?
Bingo. We can stop that right there. Because you know what? Like you said, we still being too nice to them. Because we don't sell no products over in Taiwan. But the American dollar is worth how much more than the Taiwanian dollar? You know what I'm saying? Taiwanian or whatever, however you pronounce it. We shop with everybody in the world, and our dollar is up there, worth more than most people, most countries. So Trump understands and recognizes the leverage that we have, and we finally have a president that's using that leverage to the fullest of to the fullest advantage that we can. So that way, you know what I'm saying? They said that's 1 out of 50. I think they up to 70 now because that video was a little old since they dropped it. That's like 12 hours ago. But everybody tripping on the stock market, world leaders is calling in to the White House. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to get themselves situated with the United States. When we talk about we finna be in the golden age economically, oh yeah. Right now is the time. If you went to the stocks and trades or you want to get into it, I'm finna try to figure it out. Get involved now. Because while the stocks are down, you could get them cheaper, and then they go slingshot in the market when it boosts, when it's slingshot. This is the time when millionaires are born. People are coming here saying we want zero tariffs, and that's just one nation. Man, we got people from Japan. We got, you feel me, Russia, Putin and them even said zero tariffs. You understand me? When they was just tariffing the mess out of us last year and the year before that. Oh, you understand me? So it might sting a little bit right now. The market might be all out of whack because people trying to figure out how to do. Hold on, what Trump on? And then, you know, you got the Democrats out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to act like it's something crazy going on, man. They out here crashing out. And it's like we about to be at war. You know what I'm saying? But they was just out here back in the 90s, and this is Nancy Pelosi right here. And once again, shout out to the content creator, Anton Daniels, on the Millionaire Morning Show. Got the footage. And I said this on the previous video, but I have it here before you today to see her talking just like Donald Trump is talking right now. This is crazy. Let's roll that.
I'd like to call the attention of our colleagues to this chart on the status quo that the business community is asking each and every one of you each and every one of us to endorse today. Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure. It will be over $40 billion for 1996.
Now remember.
Now he about to say it. You know what I'm saying? This back in 1996. I guess before she got compromised, because she's singing a whole nother tune right now, like tariffs is something bad now all of a sudden. But back in 1996, she sounds just like, look at this. It say tariffs, exports, jobs. Let's roll.
Remember, this is 1995, 96. Imagine what it was like today.
Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China.
New 2025 government legislation is giving free electricity for life to Illinois homeowners.
Is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows.
Did she just say reciprocal? You see Anton's face now, how my face look right now. She just said reciprocal. Reciprocal tariffs. Sound familiar? Let's roll.
Certain.
Wait a minute. She back then was using the exact same charts, the exact same tactics, the exact same verbiage, the exact same examples, and it's just exaggerated now because the numbers are so much bigger and we've been subsidizing China for so long and y'all want y'all Temu products. So wait a minute. Nancy Pelosi, a raging Democrat liberal, and trust me, listen, I have examples from Barack Obama. I'm just going to stretch them out through next week. I have examples from Bernie Sanders. I have examples from some of the most prominent Democrats of all time. They were saying we needed to do this back in 1996. 30 years ago, they were saying that we needed to do this. The Democrat Party, who has now become so far left that everything Trump is doing, they say, oh no, it's bad. The market. We needed to do this 30 years ago and we wouldn't even be in this position. If they actually had the balls to not ship our jobs overseas and ship our jobs over to China with the North American Free Trade Agreement and all of these opening up of our borders, if they had the balls to do it, they were. This is why I said that the Democrats of yesteryear ain't the same Democrats of today. They're using the same logic, the same verbiage, the same examples. They're using the exact same thing. At the dog, how are y'all sitting here gaslighting me while they supported the very thing that Trump is doing today? This was not a Republican versus Democrat issue. This was something that Democrats was advocating for in 1996. The same people that are in power. Nancy Pelosi is still in power today. She just pushed Joe Biden out for the election in order to get Kamala Harris. The same thing. Same language and everything.
Same language and everything, bro. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, what changed, one have to ask themselves. All of a sudden, tariffs are the worst thing ever. But as you see, and you could go on the Millionaire Morning Show, she go in depth. She say everything Donald Trump is saying. I just got to keep the ball rolling, so I ain't had saying maybe we could go back and review that, or just go over to the Millionaire Morning Show and go check that out. Nancy Pelosi, you know what I'm saying, name in the title within the last couple of days. But yeah, man, these Democrats out here, you know, acting like it's World War III because we standing on our two and recognizing our worth to the rest of the globe. Y'all ain't finna keep running over on the American people. President Trump is actually doing what he ran on and said he was going to do, and he's standing up for the American people, namely the middle class. We about to rebuild the middle class. We haven't had, it's only been rich or poor over the last couple decades. You know what I'm saying? Since Trump left, at least, you know, when Trump was here, man, it was getting good. But then we got Joe Biden and them came in and it just destroyed this economy because they were letting other world leaders run over us. That's why you got Zelensky from Ukraine coming over here, picking up a bag. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't even getting nothing on the back end, and he going over there fighting them by proxy wars with Russia that we ain't got nothing to do with. We ain't got nothing to do with. Just throwing money to illegal immigrants while the American people are suffering. President Trump is prioritizing us. So I don't understand how people can sit here and say they don't support the president when he doing everything in his power to support you and where you at, because this is for the middle class. All that, the stock market, man, you niggas is strange. None of you niggas got no stocks, and I know you don't. Stop inboxing me with that weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's just show you what these people talking about, man. Like the sky is falling or something, man. Shout out to a Black conservative perspective.
And our companies are at a significant disadvantage compared to Chinese companies and what they're doing on the world stage. And President Trump is trying to fix that. And for whatever reason, they're trying to pretend as if China is the victim, right? That is the weird part about all of this, because Democrats, the liberal media, and some establishment Republicans are actively trying to undermine President Trump and take away his ability to negotiate on the world stage, again, as he is negotiating.
Remember, we'll do a little constitutional law. It's Congress that actually has to approve tariffs. But we gave this emergency power to Donald Trump. But Congress has the power under just a resolution, simple majority, to say it's not an emergency, fella. And that takes away his power to put all of these tariffs in place. Last Wednesday, we advanced in the United States Senate this motion to say, hey, we're not in an emergency situation with Canada. And 4 Republicans right then crossed over, voted with the Democrats, and it passed. And the importance of this, just to be wonky for a minute.
We love wonky. Safe
do.
Place.
It's a privileged motion, which means it has to be brought to the floor to be voted on. So right now, we've got every Democrat lined up saying we are ready to declare we are not in an emergency. We are not at war with France, with Canada, with Italy. Can we just go through the whole list, with Japan, with South Korea? We are not. And if a handful of Republicans will join us, we have the power to put a stop to this tariff catastrophe that Donald Trump is putting in place and pulling our economy into a ditch.
Mr. Speaker.
Not sure yet.
But Mr. Speaker, there's a push by some of your members to give Congress a say. Don Bacon has a bill to give Congress a say in reviewing the tariffs. Why not give Congress the opportunity to have it be a check?
Well, Congress will weigh in on it, but with the president, with the administration in tandem, and I think you got to give the president the latitude, the runway to do what it is he was elected to do, and that is get this economy going again and get our trade properly balanced with other countries. So I think most of the American people understand the necessity of that. Listen, we had a $1.2 trillion trade deficit in 2024. I don't think that's fair to our country. I think the American people understand that, and I think they see a president who's engaging and trying to fix that. So we're going to give him the space necessary to do it, and we'll see how it all develops.
Hold on, man. Shout out to Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, right there. I like Mike Johnson. But yeah, $1.2 trillion trade deficit. And Trump is clearing that up. So I don't understand everybody around here crashing out. It look like we about to be up, man. It's just everything gotta kind of balance out right now. And you just gotta be patient. What Trump say? Don't be no panicking. Don't be no panicking, bro. Man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep working. Keep grinding. And I'm telling you, this is just gonna balance itself out. They got all type of hundreds of billions of dollars coming from world leaders all of a sudden want to invest into the American economy. They want to invest into what we got going on over here as a manufacturing industry. Do you understand what that means? You know what I'm saying? We got, them banks from Japan, they just sent over $500 billion to build up 100,000 jobs right here on the technical side. Man, these tariffs, it look rough right now, but trust and believe, man, this is finna pan out for the betterment of the economy. It's just gonna be rough in the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only been not even 90 days yet. You just gotta breathe easy, man. Keep grinding. We've been through all this storm, man. Stay prayed up. And hey, man, I feel good about it because the last person that want to be off in this war with us is China. And that speaks volumes. And I think that the prior administration had some dealings with China. This is me saying this allegedly. And that's why they think like they can go ahead and play these little games with us. But in the end, they need us more than we need them. So Trump know what he doing, man. Let that man cook. Hey, it's your boy Jay Taylor. Voices for the voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.